Hello everybody, my name is Bear. Welcome to This War of Mine. It's a new indie adventure game by 11-bit studios. Came out on Steam about 4 or 5 days ago, and it's quickly becoming one of my new favorite indie titles of this month. I had a bit of experience with it, played it on the live stream page over on twitch.tv/BearTaffy, and I absolutely love it. The gameplay itself is, pretty basic stuff for a side-scrolling adventure platform, but the actual atmosphere, the experience that the game creates is very, very enticing. I like it quite a bit, so I'm going to jump in this with you guys with a fresh start here. Going to give it another try, and we'll see what characters we start off with here in this playthrough of This War of Mine. I should mention the fact that we'll get a bit of a backstory for what's going on here as well. The game puts you in the shoes of civilians during wartime, so a civil war has been raging in whatever country this happens to be taking place in, and you are playing from the perspective of civilian survivors who are doing whatever they can to hold out through the war just to survive. Looks like if I'm reading the situation correctly, we will be starting with 3 characters this time around. I believe you either start with 3 or 4, depending on what the game feels like giving to you. Surrounded in the capital by the government military, the rebels refuse to surrender. Caught in the middle of the fighting with no running water or phones, struggling with lack of food and medications are civilians. In a civil war, everyone is affected one way or another. Roman used to fight for the rebels, but he became disillusioned and ran away. Erica came to the capital fleeing persecutions in her hometown. Bruno has been cut off by the siege from his home and his dearest friend. Homeless on the run and with nothing to lose but their lives, they band together to survive. This is our starting group here. Erica sneaks quietly. That is her particular skill. I believe Roman here is trained in combat, so we definitely want to try to utilize that in a lot of scenarios here. And then Bruno is a good cook. That is a very useful skill as well. So to start off with here, we're going to get a quick look at our surroundings. We start in a very dilapidated, kind of warehouse-looking building. Well, not really a warehouse. I guess this would be more like an apartment complex or something like that. But we're going to be trying to scavenge through this area and see what we can find. So we'll send everybody around the building just to try to get through stuff and see what kind of resources we have available off the start in order to get us the much-needed advantages and items that we could use to enable survival here in this building. We get ourselves components, clean water, some wood, and some herbs to start off with. We're going to go ahead and grab all of those. The item pool is shared between all of the characters here, so if we find anything, it's all available to all of them at all times. And it's just a matter of being able to utilize them properly that is the difference maker. I'm going to go ahead and send Erica up here to try to clear out some of this rubble as well. Looks like Bruno has found some useful stuff. Looks like raw food as well as herbs, sugar cubes, weapon parts, and electric parts. We're going to grab all those as well. And unfortunately, Roman is not doing anything here either. The time moves very quickly. You got to kind of be on the ball at all times, especially early on here. In the early goings, you really want to try to get as many advantages as you possibly can early on in order to prevent early deaths, early dismemberments. Well, not dismemberments. I don't think you can actually lose limbs or anything like that, but disadvantages that could come as a result of not being prepared well enough. Got a lockpick, which is very good. Gonna be able to pick one of these early locks inside of the, let's just call it a house, inside of the house here, and that is very nice. Let's go ahead and go down here as well. Looks like this door may be boarded up, so it'll take a little bit of effort to get through that. 9 more components, 9 blocks of wood in here as well, and 2 more clean water. Very, very good finds here in these early scavengings. I think I might be able to, well, this is picked, or this door is locked, so maybe don't want to go through there just yet. We'll check out this one as well. Even more components, more clean water, and more wood. Very, very good. I need to get Roman going somewhere. Let's go ahead and have him pick through this door right here. Clear this rebel out and then try to get to that pile on the other side. I should be able to have Bruno get through this boarded up door. Yeah, it'll just take a little bit of effort for him to clear this out. Getting quite a few resources early on here, though. Clearing out this rebel, of course, as well. Gonna search through that in just a moment's time. I believe I mentioned it before, but the characters you start off with are random, so I started off with 3 different characters. Bruno was the only one that carried over from the last one in the first playthrough we had. Quite a few more resources there as well. We're getting some raw food, which is good. Don't necessarily need to eat right now, but it will be very handy later on. Of course, food is a very desirable resource pretty much at all times here. Alright, clearing rubble with just about everybody. Once she clears through this, I'll probably send her over here to get that, and then maybe be able to clear some more rubble over this way and get over to this area, although I think this door might be locked. We'll have to see. Okay, there she goes. Erica off to get through one of our very few remaining actual resource piles in here. Looks like we got some gears, some parts, some clean water, as well as a knife, which is a very, very good find early on. Wasn't able to get a weapon for quite some time in my first experience, so having this knife early on is going to be very handy, and I'll show you guys why if we get the opportunity to do so at some point here. I'm going to send Erica over here. I think this door is locked, and if it is indeed, I'll probably just have her come down to the workbench, and we'll start looking into the possibilities we have for upgrades to the area, as well as, you know, consumables and that kind of thing that we could utilize. Digging through rubble here as well, Bruno, and, what is his name? Roman, that's what it is. Roman doing work. I love the atmosphere. I love the art style, the color scheme in particular. Oh, damn, I actually sent Roman off. I think I want to make a bed. A couple of beds, actually, are going to be pretty good. Making beds early on is, very, very handy. It allows you to, get a much better night's sleep. Oh, Roman, I guess, is going to be making something here, too. Do I need to make the improved workshop just yet? I think I might as well, considering I've got the resources for it. Let's go ahead and do that while she's making this bed up here, and then Bruno can keep on digging through the rubble, although I'm not sure if this one's going to be open for scavenging. It's nice that this rubble stays at this rate as well. You don't have to necessarily finish this task in order for it to keep its progress going throughout the next day. These are pretty good options here, though. I'm pretty happy with what we've got going on right now. So we made the improved workshop already, as well as one bed. This door is locked, so sadly not going to be able to get through that. I think this door might be locked as well. We're going to have Roman come over here and finish off this job. I might be able to make one more bed. Having one more bed, 2 more beds actually total, or no, sorry, 2 beds total would be a very good start. Let's go ahead and do that now, and we'll have her place this other bed right here in the room adjacent to the other one. That was our sort of makeshift bed area last time as well. I was pretty satisfied with that layout, so I'll keep that going. I'm pretty happy with this thus far. It's a good start. We got a lot of really good resources. Got that knife, of course, going to help us out quite a bit for the upcoming nightfall. And we'll see what really the game has in store for us for the future. It looks like Roman has cleared this out. Might be able to scavenge for some more stuff here, although I'm sure this one's locked. Oh, nice. It's not. Very good. Oh, and we got some jewelry as well. Now, jewelry is a very good, valuable bartering item, which will come into play later on as well. And a broken pistol, which we may be able to, it was a little Porky Pig moment, may be able to utilize a little bit later on here. But for now, I think it's time we try to figure out if we can build one more thing in the workshop. We can also run, by the way, by right-clicking to the objective, although it's not entirely necessary most times. Building a rainwater collector is probably going to be a high priority very soon. Getting that clean water source where all you need to do is build some filters in order to utilize it. That could very well be our next big upgrade. But for now, I think we're just going to have Roman chill out. It's going to be near the end of the day here. In fact, I might just have these guys rest up before the nightfall. Oh, they're not tired. Okay, well, maybe they'll refuse to rest then. Never mind. Not a big deal. It's about 8 o'clock, and I believe 8 o'clock is the transition point between the day and the night. Yes, so now we will see what the big play is in this war of mine. It's what you decide to do at night. So we have 3 characters here, all of which have 10 inventory space in their backpacks if we send them out. Roman and Erica are probably going to be our main scavengers. I really want to keep Bruno around, although Roman would be good for guarding the campsite as well, or guarding the house rather. So we may keep him around to guard with the knife that we just found. So we have 3 available places to scavenge at this point. We have the shelled cottage, semi-detached house, and the decrepit squad, all of which you can see the available resources over here, where we just go scavenge the area The shelled cottage certainly seems like a really good option right now. This neighborhood recently got shelled and many houses are still burning. People were fleeing for their lives in a hurry, so we may find some useful stuff there without meeting anyone. So this is kind of the easy mode scavenge early on here. Sending Erica over there might be a good idea. And I'll have Roman stand guard and Bruno can sleep in the bed in order to keep us in a pretty good situation. Roman's trained in combat, so having him stand guard is usually a fairly solid idea. And he can always sleep during the day if we don't want to, you know, overly fatigue him too much. So this is a pretty good scavenging option. Let's go ahead and prepare this, and we'll send Erica out. Don't necessarily need to send her with anything, although we could send her with this jewelry in case we run into the possibility of trading with somebody as we go out into the wild. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and send her with an empty pack so we can come back with as many resources as possible to give us the biggest advantage. The house is still burning. Safe to go inside? I would certainly imagine so. But first, let's scavenge out here on the outside. So as you can see here, time does continue to tick as you're out here in the unknown. I'm going to go ahead and grab these things. We can always drop them later on if I find some more valuable stuff. We have until 5 in the morning in order to get back safely. So we want to be careful of how much time we spend around here. We probably want to try to be quick about our business and scoping things out just in case we run into problems here. Trying to play this as safely as we possibly can, although this burned out cottage is probably the safest among the places we'll likely go here. And this is a very, very good find. We got 4 raw food, 2 vegetables, some herbs, and a whole lot of clean water and sugar. So this is pretty much just going to be me taking all this. I'm going to drop this wood, take all these things here, and that is going to be a really solid find. I might actually just take this amount, leave 2 more stacks, because I don't necessarily want to take these if they're only going to be that little of an amount of a stack. I always want to try to stack things up as much as I possibly can in order to capitalize the most on my available space in my inventory for the characters I brought along with me. So we'll grab this as well, and since we have an available... well, you know what I could do is I could take more clean water here, and I could look for more as we go through. We'll have to see what kind of resources are available in the remainder of the cottage. We'll probably come back here at some point to kind of clean house and get as many resources as possible. This is a really amazing find as well. Bandages and medications. Very, very precious commodities. Medicine. Medicine will cost you an arm and a leg if you try to trade for it at any point. So anytime you can find some, you want to drop pretty much anything else in your inventory, maybe with the exception of food, to make room for the bandages and medications. So that's a really excellent find there. Let's see if we can go downstairs. It looks like there might be a basement down here that we could search through. There's some rubble down here as well. We're just going to try to go quickly through here. Scavenge around. If we can find more medicine, of course, that would be ideal, but we'll just take a chance on anything we see down here. Only wood in this one. I think I will try to clear through this rubble because we have so much time still on the clock. I think it won't be too big of a problem to try to do this right now. So, of course, we know that there is clean water and sugar still available here if we happen to run very low on a supply of that. There was quite a bit of wood sitting right here as well, about 10 wood pieces there that I could bring back to the campsite, or the house. I always call it campsite. I'm used to Don't Starve terminology, I think. There is also the materials and the wood over here on this side. I believe there's a big old stockpile of those somewhere around here, so we can always come back for that as well. And we haven't checked out the upstairs yet. And if I can find even more medication and bandages, honestly, that would just be so worthwhile. Bringing those back and having an early stockpile of those items would be very, very good. You guys have probably noticed it by now, but this kind of creeps me out, the fact that these little portraits blink. There it is. It just went right there. I could have sworn when I was first playing this that I was just making that up in my imagination. It kind of freaked me out, but it's real. It's real life, man, and it's scary shit. Okay, almost cleared out the rubble. I'm gonna check out this door behind it. Still got about 5 hours on the clock, not necessarily concerned. Oh, shoot, I accidentally stopped her progress. That was kind of silly. Whoops. Alright, there we go. Hopefully this isn't locked. I suppose we'll find out here. Ah, yeah, okay, well, that was a waste of time, but let's have her scurry up here real fast. We're gonna check out the upstairs area. I don't think it's gonna be dangerous for us to do so. Looks like there is still a little bit of fire around, but I don't think that's any kind of threat to us. Materials and wood almost exclusively in this area, so not very good Oh, this one's locked, and I certainly want to go in there. I want to try to check this out. Might have wanted to bring a lockpick with us in this area. I think I'll try to bring a couple of lockpicks back, because that looks like it might even be a weapons locker. So if we could get some weapons out of this too, that would certainly be worthwhile. We found that broken pistol early on inside of one of the cabinets in the house, and in order to upgrade that to be able to utilize it, we have to improve the workshop. So I believe in an advanced workshop, which takes quite a few resources to do, and is a lot easier said than done, of course. So if we could find working pistols, working weapons of any sort, that would, again, be... I mean, that's almost medication level priority for items that we can find, so I very well could consider bringing a lockpick back to the cottage here and maybe finding something like that, because it just kind of makes sense a lot of the time when you're looking for items in different buildings. You start to think about, like, okay, well, if I was living here, where would I keep that stuff? And a locker in the basement certainly seems like a valuable place to keep your weaponry. And under the bed, I guess, is not really the most logical place for the medication to be, but the food was indeed in the refrigerator, so that made a lot of sense there as well. We're going to places like supermarkets, hotels, hospitals at some point later on here. It'll start to play into that effect as well, so hopefully we'll have those opportunities. Clear the rubble. We are down to about 2 hours left here, so this may be the last rubble pile I check before we get out of here. See what's available in this one. Ooh, we got a lot of really nice stuff, actually. We got ourselves, oh, man, let's see. Well, I really want to take some of these things. This is rolled up cigarettes as well as coffee and fertilizer. Fertilizer doesn't really play a big role in our primary priorities right now, but coffee and cigarettes are a really good way to keep morale up. If you have coffee drinkers and smokers on your team, on your crew, then they really like to be able to participate in those activities, and that keeps them from getting depressed. Depression is actually one of the biggest factors in keeping spirits high in this game. Books are very good as well. Books give you more morale too if you're able to, like, sit down in a comfortable chair, read a book that kind of takes you out of the space you're occupying in your mind for a little while and helps you to, you know, sort through your problems a little bit easier. I'm going to go ahead and drop a couple of these components here and pick up maybe... I'm going to grab some coffee in their place, because coffee is a decent trading item as well. We can always come back and grab the rest of this stuff, but for now, let's go ahead and call this good. We'll grab 4 components, 2 wood, 10 sugar cubes, 10 clean water, medication, bandages, raw food, vegetables, and some herbs. And that's a really good outlook for our first day here. So let's go ahead and get the hell out of here and make our way back to the homestead. So a very good result for our first day. Made it all the way through to day 2 now, and things are looking pretty damn good. I think we're in a really good spot. I found plenty of really fine stuff. What a night. Good old Erica the Scavenger brought that back. Looks like the night was calm. No need for the guard on duty, but it looks like we're going to have to take care of the fact that Roman is more than likely tired. Erica is hungry as well, so she's brought everything back. It's not like we need to empty the pack or anything like that. We'll be good to go. This is going to do it for our first episode of This War of Mine, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Leave a like if you're enjoying the series, you want to see more, and I'm certainly going to put up more, because this, again, is just one of my favorite new indie releases, and I'm having a really good time with it, and I hope you guys will too. I'll put the link down below if you guys want to check out this game for yourself. Available on Steam right now for the price of $19.99. Worth every penny, in my opinion. It is fantastic. Thanks for watching. My name is Bear. I'll see you next time.